Okay, we're going to roll right into our post-race press conference here for today's race-winning team. Number 14, Mobile One Office Depot Chevrolet, is our winner of our 15th annual Sylvania 300 here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And we're joined right now by crew chief Darian Grubb. And Darian, talk about the 14 car, 2 for 2 so far in the Chase races. Coming back to New Hampshire, where you had your heart broken earlier, just talk about today's win and what it means.
It's just a huge day for the entire 14 team and what we've done to battle back from all the adversity we had in the middle of the year. And like you brought up and reminded me again how we ran out last year with one to go. It's bittersweet just because we had that last year, but then come out this year, second race to Chase and win the first two. We feel very honored and very lucky to have had 2 weeks go our way.
Okay, we'll take some questions now for Darian. Go ahead, Ed.
Ed Hinton, Darian, first part is when y'all were in the doldrums, just where you started to climb out toward the end of regular season, did you sense this coming or feel it coming, or did you feel like, did you have like, I have no idea when we're going to climb out of this?
It was kind of one of those when you had no idea. We had a really good start to the year, and we had really good cars, fast race cars, chances to win, strategies to win, and just got beat over and over and over, so it really beat us down. Middle of the year, we just couldn't hit on anything that was making anything better. We just kind of rode the same, didn't have a whole lot of feedback or anything else that was positive. Everything was just kind of there. And then those last few weeks, we started getting better. I think it was about the same time that Michigan, that Tony had said we weren't Chase contenders, even if we made the Chase. And I think it sparked a little bit of something in everybody in Stewart Haas Racing, and they all just started taking a little bit of extra load and working harder, getting faster.
And one more part. This is something Tony brought up in Victory Lane. He didn't make it clear what it's about, but he spoke at some length about, said we dropped some dead weight earlier this week, and it helped a lot this weekend. Can you explain what he was talking about there?
I haven't heard. I've heard a lot of people talk about it, but I haven't even heard what he was talking about there yet. But I know he went and did a lot of dirt racing and had some fun this week, and just kind of unloaded everything. So maybe it's just dead weight off his mind.
So there were no personnel changes within the team or anything.
Not that I know of. Maybe he's talking about me. I just don't know it yet.
Mike Vega.
Darian, can you just speak to the success this team has had here this year? I mean, you come here in July, you run 1-2, and you win the pole again here, and win the race. What is it about this place that this team, really suits your style here?
We're not really sure. We had fast race cars from the time we started at Stewart Haas Racing here. We've had good, consistent weekends. We even crashed a car here at one point in practice and brought out the backup, started on the pole, and I think we ran top 5 with it that week. So it's just a good track for Ryan and Tony both, and it makes our job a whole lot easier at Stewart Haas Racing. The drivers know what they need here. They've run good here. They know what the feel is that they're looking for, and if they don't have it in happy hour or even practices before that, they tell us pretty quick, and they can pinpoint what they need and what's going to be fast. We make sure we keep them filled in on what the weather's going to do for the race day, so we can make sure. And Tony was really excited when he saw the sun come out today, and he got a little slick.
Go ahead, Mike.
Just as a follow-up, obviously this became a fuel mileage issue today, but can you tell us where you were, in terms of fuel at the end, and as opposed to a year ago?
Yeah, we actually were 2 laps to the good at the end this time. I pushed the window from the run before longer than most people and pitted 2 laps later than the 33, and those guys did, just trying to make sure I had a little bit of a cushion. We got really good fuel mileage all day, and Tony did a great job saving when he needed to. And I kind of semi-cut him loose, just wanted him to hang with a 33. I didn't think they could make it, or if they did, I wanted to make sure he was close enough to try to make a move towards the end if we were going to run out. And he did a great job with that, and we didn't use any more fuel than we had to, and we had at least the 2 laps left.
So he had to save fuel at any point? Was he instructed to save fuel at any point during the last 5-10 laps?
What I told him was run fast enough to try to keep up with the 33, but don't push any harder than you have to. If there's a chance you can go up and pass him, go get it, and then we'll go into safe mode after that. But we weren't going to give up the good finish just trying to beat him. But then again, we weren't going to just ride and save fuel either just to guarantee we had a good finish.
Any other questions for Darian? Any questions upstairs for crew chief Darian Grubb? Mike, you have another one? Go ahead, Mike.
Just the elation this team felt when they saw Clint run out. I mean, did you think he had enough to go to the finish?
I thought he was going to be close. From what they were doing early in the day for fuel windows, and he pitted 2 laps before we did, we knew he was at least going to be closer than we were. So if he was going to be pushing it that hard and run and still think he could make it, we knew we were going to be right there with him at least, because our mileage from what we were doing window-wise before that was a little bit better than what they had.
Anything else for Darian? Well, if not, Darian will let you go if you want. Go to check on the car during inspection. Congratulations on the win, Darian. Darian's going to hang out here. I like that. Tony Stewart has joined us.
I begged him to not leave me alone here.
What's that?
I begged him to not leave me alone.
Okay. Tony Stewart has joined us. He's today's race winner. Drives the number 14 Mobile One Office Depot Chevrolet for Stewart Horse Racing. This is his 41st win in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, obviously his 2nd straight win, and his 3rd victory here at New Hampshire. This is Tony's 16th top 10 here at New Hampshire in 26 races. Good track record here. And he's the points leader by 7 points over Kevin Harvick. Tony, just talk about another strong performance today by the 14 team, and boy, you're 2 for 2.
Yeah, it was definitely an awesome ending to the day for sure. It was rough getting there. I mean, the first 2/3 of the race, I think we, kind of hung around 10th or 12th there, not by choice or design, but just, seemed like that's just as far as we could get at the time. We were in a lot of traffic and, just never could get. It just seemed like a lot of guys would get stuck in traffic and kind of maintain position. There were only a couple guys that you could see that really could make headway and drive through. But it seemed like when we got the closer we got to the front, the better our car drove, and we may not have been the best car at the end. I mean, Clint was just a tick better than us, but and I definitely did not know that he was in a situation to worry about fuel. So, the good thing is Darian told us we were 2 to 3 laps to the good, and I just got to run hard all the way to the end. And it seemed like when we got in the top 5 or 6 cars there, we had pretty good lap times. And, like I say, we weren't the fastest car, but we were solid and could maintain that pace the whole last 100 laps.
Congratulations again on the victory, Tony.
Thank you.
We'll take questions now. Go ahead.
Ed Hinton, ESPN.com. Tony, ever since you were on TV in Victory Lane, around the buzz all around the track and all over the internet is wondering what you meant by when you said we dropped some dead weight earlier this week.
We're just going to leave it at that. We're just going to leave it at that.
Could we ask if that was a
you
message
can't
intended?
ask anything. It is what it
was
is.
It a
that's
one-on-one?
all. That's all it was. Is what I
leave
said,
it.
And that's where we're going to leave it.
That's what we'll put. Leave it
Darian
at that.
says there's not even been any personnel changes on the team as far
No,
as
there hasn't.
Slide over here. Mike Vega, do you have a question?
Tony, congratulations. Can you talk to the success your team has had here this year, coming here in July, finished 1 and 2, and then, of course, winning the pole then, winning the pole now, and then, of course, winning the race. What is it about this place that suits you?
Loudon's been awful good to us this year for sure. Ryan did a great job both the races of being fast in practice and getting the pole, and I'm not sure exactly how their day shook out and what they fought during the day, but we in the spring we started up front and we were able to stay up there all day and just keep working and chiseling away at it. Today was a lot harder run at it, from 20th, and we just kind of stuck to the plan. I mean, we never tried anything tricked to get us up there. We just stuck to the plan, and it just, there was the one stop where about half the field came in, and that took us from about 10th or 12th up to 7th at the time. There may have been 4 or 5 guys that pitted there, but it just seemed like we got close enough to the front at that point that's when we finally got in range where we could do something and make some ground. We got back there with some cars that we just got stuck behind. I mean, we got stuck around the 56, the 31, and it's all because we're just all running the same speed. So, it seemed like once we got up there in a little better air, we were able to take advantage a little bit better.
Jerry
Jordan, the Examiner newspaper. Tony, what kind of momentum do you get from the 2 wins? Obviously, you don't need much. You're a very confident guy, but going into next week, what does this do for you and the team overall?
It's huge. I mean, when you talk about momentum, it does. That race car doesn't know anything about momentum. It knows what you put in it, and it knows how we drive it. It doesn't know stats. It doesn't know anything other than just what's put in it. So, momentum deals with people. And, it's not just these first 2 races of the Chase. It was the 2 weeks leading before it, too. I mean, we haven't finished outside the top 7 now in the last 4 weeks. So, that's huge for us. I mean, it's huge for our guys. I mean, we've had one of those seasons up to the Chase where just we couldn't do anything right. I mean, we couldn't get it clicking. We couldn't get through all the bad luck, and it seems like every week something would happen, and we'd have to try to dig ourselves out of the hole the rest of the day. So, hopefully, I'm hoping and praying that we're through that bad luck string now, and that things are hopefully going to click the next 8 weeks.
Let's get this gentleman right here, and then we'll go back to Mike, and then we'll go upstairs. Go ahead.
Justin St. Louis, Vermont Motorsports Magazine. Tony, Darian kind of touched on this a few moments ago, and you said yourself a few weeks back that you felt you might be wasting one of the Chase spots. I assume that you don't feel that way now, and did you see that coming, the turnaround, or was it a matter of time, or is it, what is it?
It happened in a week. I mean, we went from 5 laps down at Bristol to running third at Atlanta the next week, so no, you don't see it coming. It's not like, it's not like we say, okay, this is what happened, and this is what's wrong, and this is what you got to do to fix it. It's it's like I said, we just had really weird luck this year, and there's been races where we've just missed it and just couldn't get it happy, get the car happy. But there's been races when we've been a top 5 or top 3 car or a winning car, and something stupid happened, and you finish 15th or 20th, and you leave going, we missed an opportunity. So it's the potential's been there all year. We just you wonder when the bad luck string is going to stop, and you hope, like I said, we hope it lasts another 8 weeks now. We hope we're through it and that we can just keep clicking off, top 5s and 10s, and if we can get a couple more wins, that'll be awesome. So, you hope you're where you need to be. The thing about this sport is things change week to week, and the one thing I think our organization is really good at is taking what we're doing day to day. I mean, we don't lose sight of where we're at today, worrying about 2 weeks down the road. I mean, we focus one day at a time, and obviously, stuff like the chassis that we're going to run through the end of the year, Darian's got those planned out. But we really just focus on the day that we're on, and what we can do to make the most of that day.
We'll go to Mike Vega and then go up the press box. Go ahead.
Tony, you talk about the bad luck that you suffered. You even had some here last year in this race. Given the bad karma, do you think you're owed now the good karma? You're reaping good karma from the stuff that you went through not only last year, this year. And can you speak to the irony of winning this race, Clint running out of gas after, you ran out last year and he went to the win?
Yeah, it's amazing that it's happened like that. But, Clint was one of the first guys that called last year, and as happy as he was that he won the race, I mean, he knew how disappointing it was for us, and was one of the first guys that called and said, hey, I'm sorry about what happened. I mean, because you don't want to win them that way, and you don't want to see guys lose it that way. I mean, this is a sport where everybody has a high level of respect for what happens and how it happens in this sport, and to have a win get away from you that way, I mean, it's disappointing for anybody. So, we definitely can, sitting up here right now, we definitely know what it was like last year for him, and, can sympathize with him about it. It's, but it shows the character he has. I mean, he was one of the first guys on pit road to get to me and congratulate me, and he was laughing about it. He's thinking the same thing of what we're talking about, just how ironic it was that last year the roles were reversed. And but it shows the kind of character that Clint is. I mean, he's a great guy, and like you say, you hate to see somebody lose a race that way. I mean, you love winning races, but you hate to see somebody lose a race that way.
Let's go to press box. Go ahead, press box. No questions. Okay. Other questions downstairs? All right, one question. Okay. Go ahead, press box.
Hey, Tony. Drew Bonifant with the Concord Monitor. I just wanted to talk to you about on the front straightaway where you took the lead there. What was the technique behind that in terms of, I mean, when did you decide that was the point to make your move? And just, what was the thought there?
I mean, I planned it for 280 some odd laps. I knew he was going to run out of fuel right at that moment, and versus just driving through him and running over him, it was just seemed like it may have been an easier option just to turn left and drive around him. So I guess that was my strategy all along. I knew kind of that's what we were going to do. I just had to wait for that opportunity.
No follow-up to that. Let's go to Mike Vega.
Wow. And we were doing so good in here today.
Tony,
Go ahead.
just the comment you made going into Chicago about your Chase chances, a stunning turnaround, is it not? I mean, to go from feeling like you don't have a chance to now that you probably have a pretty good chance. But can you talk about that stunning reversal of fortune here for you?
I wish I could say you could predict it. I wish you could see it coming in the future. The hard thing is, as much as it turned for us, I mean, you never know what's going to happen. I mean, like I say, we hope the next 8 weeks go this way, but the reality of it is, you look at guys that are in the back half of the Chase right now. They're guys that a lot of people expected to be in the top 5 or top 3 in the points right now, and it shows that 1 or 2 bad days can put you in a bad spot pretty quick. So as much as we want to sit here and beat our chest and be proud of what we've done, and we are proud of what we've done these first 2 weeks, we got 8 hard weeks to go here. So the celebrating isn't going to last long. I mean, we got a lot of work to do, and I'm proud of our group. I'm confident that we've got a group of guys that are very, very focused right now. And like we said, the cars don't know anything about momentum, but the people do. And this is the perfect scenario to go into these last 8 weeks for sure.
And this is Tony's 8th win in the Chase since we've been doing the Chase. It's ties for second with Carl Edwards. Any other questions? All right, Tony, Darian, congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.